Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? So this is going to be a very short video, a real quick video. Listen, this Saturday is going to be a great fight between two skilled fighters. Canelo Alvarez, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. I've been following Canelo Alvarez for a minute, before the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, before he fought Austin Trout, Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, a lot of great fighters, Austin Trout, a lot of great fighters. I look at even recent fights, Canelo is a very skilled elite level fighter. I do film study, I analyze, and then I break down fights. I look at the strengths, the weaknesses. I look at what the fighters are good at, what they're not so good at, what they need to work on, what they need to improve in, what they need to perfect. To, of course, a fighter always have room to improve, to get better, to transform, to evolve, to make adjustments. Canelo is in his prime. He's a monster. He's a beast. Very explosive. The ferociousness. Very dangerous. Counterpuncher. Boxer puncher. And he's very dangerous. Elite level fighter. Very fundamentally sound. Just a great fighter. The ring generalship, the ring IQ. I've been following Canelo for a long time, and I look at Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, a very skilled fighter. He has the ring generalship, the ring IQ. Very good timing. Is somewhat of a pure boxer. Inside fighter he's not bad at fighting on the inside. It's more of an outside fighter. Pure boxer. In a way, he's a slickster. So, I like his style. A very skilled young fighter. I know a lot of people look at his last performance and they be like, well, it wasn't all that great. I guess people saw something in Caleb Plant, as far as like stamina, I believe regarding the stamina issue, how he got tired, fatigued. The thing is, you always have room as a fighter to work on some things, whether it's strength and conditioning, and making sure your conditioning is good, make sure your stamina will be better, and things of that nature. It's things you can work on in the gym, and I know that he's going to be at his best. I know your fighters most definitely transform. You can't look at a fighter based off their last performance, because fighters always sometimes improve, get better, evolve, transform, make necessary adjustments, and try to be better than their last fight. So we know that Caleb Plant is going to have to be on. You have to bring his A game, the right game plan and his A game against a very skilled, fundamentally sound, very dangerous boxer puncher, counter puncher, like Canelo Alvarez. He's never been in there and experienced a fighter on the level of Canelo Alvarez. So this is the first time. This is a major test, a very big test, a major test, a big step up fight, and it's a very big fight. Of course, he wants to make a statement. He wants to let the people know that Canelo stepped into his weight class. Him being one of the top fighters at super middleweight, being one of the top fighters at super middleweight, Canelo stepped into his weight class. And so he's looking to make a statement that, no, I am the top dog. I am one of the best super middleweight fighters, super middleweight, 168-pound fighters in the world. I'm one of the top guys. I'm the king. He wants to make a statement that he is the king of the super middleweight division, that he is the best 168-pounder. You know, of course, we're talking about IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Plant. He's looking to make a statement against the very skilled, one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, Canelo Alvarez. So it's when stylistically I look at this fight, you know, you can honestly say, well, Callum Smith was champion, was one of the best, the top guy, the top number one. I'm sorry. If you look at the rankings, he was champion. So he was the top guy, you know, the number one guy you look at, you know, unified super middleweight champion. He was that guy, was able to have some success, a little success against Canelo, was able to win a few rounds. Canelo was able to make the necessary adjustments, break him down, and beat him and win the fight. You know, I look at fights when Canelo went up against Daniel Jacobs, very competitive. I scored it 7-5 for Canelo Alvarez. Very competitive fight. I look at Daniel Jacobs, and then I, you know, also look at the fight with Billy Joe Saunders, a slickster, you know, saying somewhat of a boxer puncher, but more of an outside fighter, slick style, more of a slickster per boxer, you know what I'm saying? And he was able to have some success, win a few rounds against Canelo Alvarez, took Canelo Alvarez, and until Canelo Alvarez started making the necessary adjustments, most definitely applied pressure, started to land those counter power shots, break him down, and was able to stop him. Well, he got injured in the fight. And so Canelo is very good at making the necessary adjustments. He is very good at breaking his opponent down. And we know one thing, I look at it, you know, when I look at these two fighters, I know that it's going to be a competitive fight. I brought up those other fighters just to say that Caleb Plant is another one of those guys. So I believe that it's going to be a competitive fight. I believe it's going to be a challenging fight. I believe Caleb Plant will have his moments. I don't see him winning the fight, but upsets can happen. You never know how when two fighters step in the ring. Caleb Plant will have to work off his jab, lateral movement. The head movement is not bad at all. Defense is solid. Footwork is good. Lateral movement. He's good at pivoting and things of that nature. So he has the tools to compete with Canelo Alvarez. How will he handle the power of Canelo? That's the question. How will he handle the power? One thing that I know Canelo knows, just like a lot of hardcore boxing fans and people that break down fights, study these fighters, and most definitely do a lot of film study and, you know, looking, you know, following these fighters' careers and their training and how they prepare for fights and things of that nature, and look at previous fights and things of that nature. Some things we see, some things we point out and things of that nature, but we know that Caleb Plant is weak to the body. Maybe they have changed, you know, with the right training, the right working, the preparing, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take body shots a lot better. But I just know that Caleb Plant is weak to the body, and I know that's going to be the game plan of Canelo, to attack the body. Very good at mixing up his punches, going to the body, going back upstairs to the head, going to the head, digging down to the body, slipping, boom, body attack, you know, duck under punches, slip, boom, body attack, you know, good head movement, using good head movement when he's attacking the body, using good head movement, you know, good upper body movement, Canelo Alvarez, you know, good at cutting off the ring, good at applying pressure, a very good inside fighter, dangerous boxer puncher, you know, and so, like, all I do know is that, you know, Canelo make the necessary adjustments. The attacking the body is not going to be good for Plant. Plant would have to be sharp on his defense. He would have to be quick on his feet, fast on his feet, work off his jabs and stick and move. Get in, get out. You know, can't stay on the inside with Canelo Alvarez. People don't know that Canelo Alvarez's footwork is not bad at all. He can catch up to his opponent. He can trust me. He can not just walk you down, but he can most definitely get on his toes and move as well. So he's just not this front foot dominant fighter, flat-footed fighter. No, he can move. He can get on his toes and he can move as well. So it's going to be competitive. It's going to be challenging. I can see a unanimous decision for Canelo Alvarez. Now, some people can see a unanimous decision for Caleb Plant. It's very possible, if he has the right game plan to offset Canelo and keep him and box him on the outside. That's the game plan. Can't fall into Canelo's trap. You do, you're in trouble. Canelo Alvarez, maybe late round, maybe 9th, 10th round TKO, or unanimous decision. But other than that, it's going to be a great fight. Like I say, I believe Caleb Plant will have his moments. He's looking to make a statement. Canelo is looking to make a statement. This is for undisputed, a big fight. And both fighters will be prepared, will be ready mentally and physically. They're looking in great shape, and it's going to be a great fight. Andrew Tucker World, I'm out. Much love and respect.